The acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, has received the 2017 appropriation bill from the National Assembly 8 days after it was passed by the lawmakers. It is confirmed by the Special Advisor to the President on National Assembly Matters, Ita Enang, and the Senior Special Assistant to the Acting President on Media, Mr. Laolu Akonde, via his Twitter handle. Will this acting president assent to it or not? For now, he will only assent to it if he is satisfied with the content and the process completed. Data feeds are coming through in one place simultaneously on all our social media platforms, channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channels, where we're right now live on Facebook as well. Tweet at Gimba Umar CTV and use the hashtag State of the Nation to air your thoughts on the subject. The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has ordered a final forfeiture of the sum of 449.5 million naira found in an abandoned bureau de change shop in Victoria Island here in Lagos. Justice Rewan Aikawa ordered the forfeiture after listening to an application brought before him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC. The judge ordered that the funds should be forfeited to the federal government as no one has come forward to claim it. 3 male suicide bombers have attacked the University of Maiduguri. The incident occurred on Thursday night when the suicide bombers strapped IEDs on their bodies and gained entry into the premises of the university. They were intercepted, though, by security operatives when they tried to enter the female hostel. One of the bombers hurriedly detonated his IED vest, killing himself instantly, while the other 2 bombers detonated theirs near a construction site also within the proximity of the university premises, killing themselves alone. An increase in the pockets of attacks by Boko Haram, it seems. But can the government contain the security challenges in the country when they rise from the security summit in Abuja? We'll focus on this in just a moment. It's prime time in Lagos, and this is State of the Nation. Welcome everyone in Nigeria and the rest of the world. I am Gimba Umar and this is State of the Nation. Right behind me, data feeds are still coming through, all in one place simultaneously on our social media platforms. Be part of the show, send in your tweets, use the hashtag State of the Nation and at Gimba Umar CTV to air your thoughts. Let's begin with the Herdsmen attacks in Taraba State, which is the latest state in a spate of attacks by suspected herdsmen in some states in the country, in Delta State, for instance, in Benue State, in Kogi, Enugu, Niger, and the list goes on. The Special Advisor on the Taraba State Government to the Taraba State Government, Silvanus Giwa, joins me via telephone from Jalingo, the Taraba State capital, as well as Abubakar Kurawa. He's the coordinator northwest of the Arawa Youth Consultative Forum. He joins me from our Abuja studios. Many thanks indeed, gentlemen, for coming on the show at this time. Let's begin with you, Malam Kurawa in Abuja. This is one attack too many, having seen how the clashes between the herdsmen and the farmers has progressed to this time. Why has this persisted, do you think?
Well, to my understanding, there are many factors that lead to the escalation of these social vices. And to start with, we have to look at the orientation of the people. Now, most of our people in our communities normally decide to take laws into their hands. And the attitude of the government and the community of leaders, the way they are handling this issue of is very lamentable, in the sense that you can even see it is the youth that most usually engage in this kind of activities. And if, for example, the community come up with a forum where it will engage people from 2 parts, the affecting parties, the farmers and the cattle rearers, they will come together and sit, and they will have a very good position. They will sign an undertaking, and the government, with the intervention of the government, I think there will be a positive results. Because if you look at the Nigerian history, just 20 years back, we are not experiencing this in the northern part of the country. And even in the south, we are not experiencing this. Why today? Why now?
Permit me to just butt in there. You are indeed ready from the north yourself. It's commonplace.
They are ready to address the issues at hand. They are ready.
My apologies. Let me just ask you this question very quickly. You're from the north yourself. It's commonplace for cattle to be seen grazing. As you said, it's not new to us. Has population explosion played a role in the clashes recorded, do you think, to this time?
Well, it is part of it, but we can't say it is the only factors that lead to this kind of things, because even before, there were many cattle rearers in the north, and even in the southern part of the country, those that are moving there, at least in seasonal period, you can see they have their way of doing things. I mean, they know where they are supposed to move their cattle to, and even the farmers, you know, whenever there is problem, where are they supposed to challenge their problems? But nowadays, you can see people, because you are a farmer or because you are a cattle rearer, a problem emanates between you and a farmer, or between the cattle rearer and a farmer. Instead of you to take the complaint to the appropriate authority for the right thing to be done, you will see somebody will just take laws into his hands, that this is my farm, or this is my cattle, somebody destroy them, or this is my farm, somebody destroy it. So you can see there is going to be a lawlessness in society where law and order is not in place. And that is what we are experiencing today. As you have said before, there was problem, okay, this problem, it is in existence in most part of this country. It was in the Benue. Just last 3 or 4 days, it was in Taraba, and then even presently, as we are talking, we can't say that there's no this kind of problem anywhere. So, you know, there is need for the issues to be addressed. How can it be addressed?
Tell us about the impact of these attacks. We understand that it has caused about 15,000 people homeless in Taraba State to this time. In Benue State, the figures are even much more. You're having displacement camps just been set up in different states within the central region of Nigeria. What is being done to try to help those people? Because you are in the heart of it as a member of the coordinator, as a matter of fact, of the Arewa Consultative Union within that axis.
Yes. At our level, and sometimes November last year, we were in Enugu. Sometimes November last year. We engaged the leadership of Mieti Allah, who is an umbrella for those cattle rearers. And we engaged also the community leaders there in Enugu, where we signed an undertaking, a memorandum of understanding, that the traditional leaders, the community leaders of that society, and the traditional and regional leaders will be part of those that will serve like a guard to these vices, where, for example, if you had any of your member being a traditional leader, any of your traditional any of your traditional or any of your subjects, for example, his farm is destroyed by any cattle rearer, you should report it to the leader of Mieti Allah of that community. And that community leader of Mieti Allah will take that person, the suspect, to the appropriate authority. And then investigation will be made. If he found to be guilty, he will be punished. And presently, as I'm talking to you, and in connection to that memorandum that we help in the developing it and signing of it by the two parties, there is peace between the farmers and the cattle rearers now in Enugu. And at the same time, we were in Katsina State, where we sat with the leadership of Mieti Allah and other community leaders between the farmers and the cattle rearers. And now there is peace in the parts that we went there. So we are calling the attention of the government to please intervene in these kind of things. Let's government engage the traditional and religious leaders of the affected areas. Let them enlighten people as to the dangers of taking the laws into their hands. Because there is no society can develop in chaos. Peace is the basis of everything. There was peace in the north, whether between the farmers or the cattle rearers, or in the different aspect of life. There was peace.
Let me just come in here
it's reached
and ask you this very important question. Let me come in here. My apologies for just butting in like that. But let's look at the scenario we have in Taraba State. It was first of all Benue State, which shares a common border with Taraba State. That's common knowledge. Would you say that because of the legislation being in place in Benue State, that it has given any herdsman found wanting or guilty will be fined and will do jail time, or even both at the same time? Has this made the herdsmen, do you think, spill over into Taraba State?
That is not. You know, it is something, make people to understand the dangers of what they are doing. Enlighten people as to the dangers of their actions is more important than bringing a law that will be, I mean, its applicability is going to be a problem. For example, the leaders of Mieti Allah now, they are saying that in Benue State, they are discriminated. Okay, what about those that inflict injury on the part of the cattle rearers? What is their remedy? So
brilliant. I want to thank you so much indeed. Earlier before you, the special advisor to the Taraba State Governor, Silvanus Giwa, and of course you, Abubakar Kurawa, the coordinator Northwest of the Arawa Youth Consultative Forum. Many thanks indeed for talking to us.